Speed, check. Vision, check. Home run threat, check. The next star running back in the NFL. Let's talk about it on the next Going for Two Scouting Report. All right, I'm here as always with Ryan. We're going to be talking about, of course, TreVeyon Henderson. He is, of course, running back for Ohio State. He is 5'10", 208 pounds. Had a pretty good 2024 season. We had over 1,000 yards rushing, averaged 7.1 yards per carry, and 10 touchdowns. Ryan, give me your thoughts on TreVeyon Henderson here.
Dude, TreVeyon Henderson is the first person I've watched this year. I watched him before Jentney. I watched him before a lot of the high profile running backs, and I absolutely fell in love with the skill set right away. He's explosive. I think he has three down upside. He does everything well. He may not be a great blocker, but he's willing, so that'll keep him on the field. He gets north south quickly, even on outside runs. I think he's a good enough wide receiver. Man, there's a lot to like. He's creative as a runner. He's quick in open space and can make guys miss. He's a complete back, and he's pretty damn close to my running back too in this draft class. There's just a lot to like. And I think he's an immediate impact player in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I want to put him at RB2. I haven't quite made that leap yet. I do have one running back above him, other than, of course, the main guy, Ashton Genty at one RB1. But there's another running back that I like, but I'm pretty close to moving him up. When I watched him, you mentioned it, elite explosion and acceleration. There's a few times where either he caught the ball out of the backfield or, there was guys closing in on him and he hit that second gear and he just put them in their dust and took it to the house. So that was exciting to watch. Uh, Excellent lateral agility as well. I mean, he's able to hit that jump stop pretty quickly for a guy like his size and his speed is pretty neat to see him accelerate, stop, jump cut, make a guy miss, and then take it to the house. Great vision too. I think he saw the blocks, he saw what he needed to see down the field. And of course, he is that home run hitter type game breaker. On the negative side of things, obviously, I think injury and durability concerns are there. He had a couple seasons where he did deal with injuries. And one thing I wrote down too is he sometimes lacks patience, where he kind of hits that hole. He sort of hits that speed burst before the blocks are really set up, and sometimes it kind of causes him to get tackled there. What are your negatives here for TreVeyon Henderson?
I agree with that. The injury concerns are a real thing. He's kind of been beat up, but there's been a lot of wear and tear on him. Patience, yes, and I think he tries to bounce it too wide sometimes. Like he really trusts his speed, which while it's great at the next level, some of those plays that he made aren't going to be made there. But if he sticks to what he does well and gets that turned up quickly, it's fine. But he definitely trusts that, which you see in a lot of young backs early on.
Yeah, I think another thing too we want to talk about is his hands. So obviously a good receiving back out of the backfield, but we saw mostly on screens and dump offs. We didn't see a whole lot of actual routes. Do you think he could be a route runner at some point in the NFL?
Yes, because he played some receiver in high school. I don't he was able to catch those easy balls, and that was just the Ohio State system. There's so much we see when it comes to scouting these players who's just the system they're in doesn't lead to throwing to the running back a lot. It doesn't lead to him being pressed outside and running fly routes. We saw him catch a couple over the shoulder passes and make some plays downfield. I think it's there. I didn't grade him super high on that as like mid level when it came to like versatility as a wide receiver, but it's good enough to keep him on the field.
Agreed.
And in all reality, if you're that athletic to be being a high recruit playing at Ohio State, you can catch the freaking football.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
let's be real. Like, if you're not a 250-pound guy at a D1 college like that, and you've shown some activity in the passing game, whether it be screens and dump offs, maybe a slant here or there, you can do it. It's just it wasn't used there. We
Agreed.
can't knock somebody for something they just haven't had a chance to do because of the system.
Agreed. Let's talk about team or scheme fit. Any particular team you'd like to see him, or is there a particular scheme you'd want to see him in?
I'd like to see I think he needs to be a rotational back, which I think in the NFL nowadays, most backs are. I wanna see him with a versatile quarterback who can move a little bit. I wanna see him to their side in shotgun or pistol with a QB who can run that will maximize his speed. If people are thinking he's first round pick, even second, putting him somewhere like Denver with a quarterback who can move a little bit is nice. Houston's another fit where it's wide open, and you want a guy like him in space. And these offenses with a lot of wide receiver power, maybe a quarterback who can run, really open it up. Washington's another one. Like, I think his skill set fits with a QB who can move and a vertical offense that doesn't pack the box. Like, he's not going to run it, line up in the eye and run 30 times a game. We don't want that. We want him to be fresh. We want him to have the ball in space. And I want him in an offense that does that.
Yeah, I'm with you. And when you were talking about, you want a mobile quarterback, and I was thinking Denver immediately. That's kind of where I was thinking that he would fit in perfectly.
I
I also
love him in
like
Denver.
another spot that they have a current incumbent running back, but Chicago Bears, right? Could he be the Jameer Gibbs of that offense with their new coach there? Could he fit that sort of role? You think?
Yeah, I like that. Even the Chargers wouldn't be bad with both their running backs leaving. He's a little bit more dynamic. We've seen Herbert go to the running back in the passing game.
Yeah,
I think he's good enough to fit anywhere, but I think somewhere like that would be really good.
yeah, I've heard the place where we want to put all the running backs is in Dallas, and yes,
No,
he will
I
fit
hate that.
there, but yeah, I don't like it because he's not going to be the workhorse back, and I don't think Dallas has that first and second down back to sort of complement him right now. So I don't like the Dallas landing spot for him. I'd prefer to see somebody else more.
No, I want somebody who kind of just slams it in Dallas, and he doesn't fit there. We want a spread offense with a good quarterback who can move.
Agreed.
I know that Dak does that, but that's not the fit.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Let's do some player comps. I know you had a hard time finding a player comp for him, so I'm curious to what you landed on.
Yeah. I'm somewhere between like Aaron Jones, who runs very hard for maybe a little bit smaller, able to find some holes in the red zone, is versatile enough in the passing game. Somewhere around him, James Cook. I think he's explosive enough and creative enough runner where he can do all the things they do.
Yeah, I like
And
those.
like similar size.
Yeah, I like those too. I know I told you what mine was pre-show and you hated it, but I have Jamal Charles written down for mine. Guy catch the
I
ball.
don't My issue with that was Jamal Charles. It wasn't He didn't have that creativity, but Jamal Charles just had a speed that was unmatched.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, he's not gonna be running a 4.28 or 4.22, whatever Jamal Charles had combine. Like, that's a one of a kind type player to me.
fair enough, fair enough. I just seeing him in college is hard for me to because he looks way more explosive than he obviously will
He's
in the NFL. So
super explosive.
it looks like a Jamal Charles when you're watching him against college players, but you're probably right. He's not going to run that 4.2 or 4.3, whatever Jamal Charles ran in college. So yeah, I agree with you there. But I saw a little bit of Jamal Charles when I was watching him.
Let's see that.
Any red flags you saw besides the injury issue with him?
Let's see it. The injuries are the red flag. That's my worry. The fact that he's been in college for 4 years, a little bit older prospect, maybe a little bit, but, like, he's produced all those years. He's just stayed back because 'cause he's been beat up.
Agreed. Agreed. All right, that wraps up TreVeyon Henderson. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, on TikTok, or wherever you're watching us now. That is it for the Going for Two scouting report. See you next time.